And welcome back
folks.
for another episode.
Probably pretty loud.
Yeah, you now since the mic's not
Well,
fucking 4 feet away from you.
I thought you'd like that. I'd try something different
I
for
saw
you.
that and I go, oh wow,
I thought I'd try something different. I could even use a real mic stand, but it's more fun to.
to rig something
Yeah.
up. Yeah, nah, I get it.
Yeah.
Welcome
We'll
everybody.
see how I feel about it. I like my lean, but I'll try something different.
All right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you're all about different.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shave your head.
Shave my head.
Get a
Need a haircut already. By the way.
jerry-rigged mic stand.
I tell people it grows fast, and nobody really believes me. But now it's like it's
No.
already puffed. It's like, hey, dude, it's already puffy.
Yeah, you could put a little water on that and lay that down. A
It
little.
doesn't lay down because my hair's thick as fuck, so it's not laying down. It'll
you
stand
need
straight
a-
up for the next 2 months if I don't cut it.
Yeah. So we gonna get a kid and play.
You'll get. Oh, I could kid and play. I could 1,000% kid and play. And then what happens is then the month 3, then it all falls over, and then it's just heavy and long. It's just this is the deal.
Oh man. So what you watching there? What were you
Okay.
watching there, pal?
So we got this Ninth Jedi. It's new. It's pretty
Today,
fascinating.
right?
I guess. I mean, I don't know if it came out. It's very stylish. It's very cool. It's very Star Wars. There's a good villain. There's 2 good villains. They've got a whole Vader thing. It's weirdly. It's after everything happened and succeeded and failed and succeeded and
So
failed.
is future or past?
Oh, way future. So
Oh.
this is the whole point now is it's after the fall of the rebels, fall of the empire, fall of everything to where the now drug warlords and cartels rule the entire galaxy, and it's just like these evil warlord cartel dudes that go and just infiltrate planets. But now there's no evil government, but like at least you had a government, right?
Right. Even if they were shitty.
Yeah. There's no tyrannical government, and there's no rebellion, and so you've just got robots and warlords just hacking up the galaxy, and all over the universe and galaxy, it's filled with ships on both sides just crashed and fossilized and such, and not new, but like this has been hundreds of years kind of thing.
Oh, so it's that
And
far.
there's no, I mean, it seems like it, and there's no Jedi left, but there's like,
Jedi.
some secret Jedis and some
Yeah.
secret Siths.
They had
And
to
there's
go
this
deep.
evil Vader looking dude that looks real cool, and he's
Yeah.
got a cool voice. And then there's this thing that's like a robot dude with like a phantom mask.
I don't know why they haven't like because like some of my favorite scenes from the prequels
Mhm.
is when Obi-Wan and young Anakin are like down in the lower levels of Coruscant,
100%. Yep.
death sticks and fucking bar scuffles.
sure.
You know what I mean? I don't know why they haven't.
Yeah, the little dork from the Matrix there. Remember
Yeah,
that?
you would think that at some point they would like, hey, we're going to take Firefly, right? But we're going to put, and they do that
Like,
to a degree.
another Star Wars property that didn't
Right,
become a Star
and they
Wars
do that
property.
sometimes, right? But I've never seen anything kind of like, well, they kind of did it in
Skeleton
that
Crew.
Skeleton Crew.
That's what I was gonna say. Skeleton
they
Crew
kind of did
Bad
it
Batch?
with Shadow Lord.
Yes,
You know
that's
what I
the one.
mean?
Yeah. That's what I meant. Shadow Lord and Skeleton Crew both literally felt for real. Like, hey, thanks. Like I've said,
It's like we know there's other planets in the galaxy.
you can't
right?
just be a metal ship all the time, and
Yeah.
you can't be some James Gunn piece of shit ship all the time. There's got to be something
Well,
else.
I would say just enough James Gunn would be great.
Yeah,
But
hey,
not-
let him do a Star Wars.
No.
On that,
Hey,
I'm
look, they don't use copyrighted music in there. You think it'd take them 12 years to get fucking Hans Zimmer to figure a fucking song out for him? You know what I mean?
dude.
I always had that idea that, hey, look, I will give James Gunn credit if
Sure.
he did that idea that I've always bounced around. Take popular songs, synth them up, right? Because they love the synth music
yeah.
in fucking Star Wars, but do like Say if some aliens were doing jump around.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude.
Say if they were doing,
in like Jawanese or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't want to seem racist, right? But like, dude,
it would be so
or
cool.
just have like some Korean rappers,
Dude, I'm in.
get out there and just start doing, popular songs in Korean to like fucking a remixed synth, fucking jump around beat, dude.
100%.
That would fucking kill, dude.
I remember in the new Total Recall, Colin Farrell goes to the fucking, the dredges where the warehouse rave clubs are, right? And he's about to go see the three-titted lady.
Yeah.
But he gets there, and it's like, this is the year 3000. We're traveling to and from Mars. And then he's like, he gets there, and he looks around, and the music starts playing. And then it's like, ooh, the year 3000. And it's just like Skrillex.
In
right?
the year 3000.
But you're like, so the year 3000 on Skrillex, that's the deal? It's like, that's the best you could come up with? He walks in there and it's like, wow, 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 wow.
Of all the cultures that survived like an apocalypse.
It's been 1,000 years, but they're like,
Skrillex
it's in the future.
still
But it's
around.
like, this fucking guy, it's all, at least with Tron, you're like,
What was that movie? What was that movie where man, fuck, I just know this one premise is like it was like a new religion, right? But it was like some book that they found. It was like some kind of like a sales or catalog that they found, and then they were like looking through it, and they were like, "We found the holy book," and it was like a fucking Sears catalog.
Sears catalog, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they were like, "Hey, well, we kind of need something. Let's get this old Sears and Roebuck's fucking catalog."
Yeah, it works.
And use the fucking explanations when they're describing like fucking granny panties.
Yeah.
And this will be gospel. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know.
Think of it later. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
I
kind of
do.
like it was like Book of Eli, right?
That's what I was about to bring up. Book of Eli, where it's like,
where they're fighting over like the last copy of the Bible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole time you're like, what is it? And then it's all, it's just you're just trying to get, you just go to the library? What?
Yeah.
This is just a dude trying to get to the library. It's like a mobile library on a bus. You're all right, I guess this.
Well, yeah.
Thanks for the payoff.
Yeah. What the thing is, the big twist was it was in Braille. You know
Oh,
what
yeah,
I
that was
mean?
the best part.
It's like nobody could read it. I mean, unless you were blind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I never learned.
Eli. You
Yeah.
know, he had when he wasn't, boiling cats for cat oil to keep his lips moist. He was
That's
reading
so
the Braille
weird one.
Bible. Yeah, well,
That's a good one, though. I like that
those are
movie.
Hughes brothers, right?
Was it?
The Hughes brothers directed. Hey, look. Other than that, it's a great
Dude.
post-apocalyptic flick, dude.
You just hit on something that I planned on talking about today so perfectly.
What's
that I'm so happy about it. So I saw an article which led me on the deepest dive of this one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all about the 15 to 30, so Gen Z,
Yeah.
okay? So not even like, where Lincoln and not up anything above, right? So it's not millennial and it's not Gen X, it's not boomer. It's specifically 15 to 30, right?
Yeah.
So there's a shift, right? And it kind of blamed the pandemic, and then it also blamed the internet culture for this. So when we were kids, this is a double. I'll make it as quick as possible. But look,
It's all right.
when we were kids, there were cultural phenomenons first
Right.
and foremost. So the way it would work is, we'll just use He-Man or G.I. Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost, you'd see the toy, or you'd see the cartoon. Then you'd get the toy. And then if a movie came out, you saw the movie, right? If there's
Yeah.
a video game, you played the video game.
Or
So
you
Star
went
Wars.
to the one grocery store in town that had like a corner built out with like, 100 movies that they rented.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Sure.
a Super S or
But-
wherever.
So take Star Wars. We saw the movies. Hopefully you got the toy. And then they played the video games. You go to the arcade. There's that one where you're flying. And
Oh,
if
man,
it
I
came on a
played
Nintendo,
hours.
hours. And then new movies come out, and you're like, oh, that's my thing. I'm going, right? New toys come out. You're like, oh, this is cool. New merch, you're cool. It's cool. Shirts, right? We're both that.
Yeah.
We're both that person.
Yep.
But it's not just us. It's like a whole movement. Well, So we would get the culture, the whole culture would move with it. So that's why your buddies would do it, or there'd be groups and stuff. But that generation didn't have it. Now it's coming back with Link's generation, except for it's still quite separated. But what ends up happening is things like this. You get permanence. So here we are in 2026, 50 years later, you and I are still, if a new Star Wars property happens, I'm watching it today.
Right.
At the moment, right? And then there's this thing. So the 15 to 30 group doesn't have that. They don't have, because things change so fast, they forget they were even into it.
Right.
So when you're like, hey, this, they're like, what? And it's like, Pogs. It's like, well, yeah, that was cool for a month. And then this was cool for a month. And this was, but they never get the permanent attachment. Whereas for us, He-Man wasn't just like a week. It's like, no, dude, that was like a decade of toy, cartoon, movie, toy, cartoon, It's like, okay, I guess we're just, and so it's stuck, which also, when Michael Bay shows up with a Transformer, kids are like, oh, what's this robot? And we're like, oh my God, Transformers is back. This is great. Now.
At least for the first one.
Yeah. But you take that mentality and go, wow, that's weird. This whole shift with that generation specifically doesn't have an attachment to a thing. They move too quickly.
Yeah.
Guess what else?
They don't anchor in like Gen X.
There's also this. And this is Gen X, Millennial, Boomer. All right. And proof is this summer. All our lives. And up until recently, I mean, maybe we both skipped one, but for the most part, right? When we were kids and we were teenagers and we were adults, certain directors.
Oh, yeah.
It's an appointment. And so this thing, one of the things I was getting into was this. For boomers, Gen X, and millennials, the director's name above the title was the ultimate brand.
Sure.
So if Spielberg, Cameron, or Tarantino spent 3 years making something, you cleared your calendar because it was culturally mandatory.
Absolutely.
For the under 30 crowd, specifically Gen Z, the concept of must-see event has fundamentally been rewired.
Yeah.
So they don't...
Perfect example, for the longest time, I didn't know Spielberg directed The Color Purple.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Right.
And so my brother, who was, he's a millennial, he was talking about it. And look, I had seen it, but
Sure.
I don't think that I realized
click.
that it was directed by, fucking the Jaws director.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he's watching it one day, and I'm kind of sitting in there, and then I go, directing? I was like, rewind that. That's back when you had the tapes had to rewind. And he goes, why? I said, who directed that? Go back. And he went back a little bit, and it goes directed by Steven Spielberg. And I'm like, and then it
clicks.
It all makes sense. Everything about that.
Everything about it makes sense.
Everything about the camera angles, the boom, the gap,
100%.
Everything that happens in that movie. I go, oh fuck.
Right.
Now it all makes sense.
Yep.
Because when I watch it before, I'm kind of like, man, it's a
It
really
feels
well,
familiar.
yeah, for sure.
So, and there's a little bit of holdover on certain things. So, like, this Avatar, it still did a million bajillion, but it didn't do 2 bajillion, right? And it was like, no, it's fine. But at the same time, it started slipping because we're still like, hey, if Cameron makes something, we're gonna go watch it, right?
Right.
Well, check it out. And I know we both slipped on it or whatever, but like, it's the last 3 Spielberg entries, right? It doesn't matter if they're good or not. Nobody, Disclosure Day just came and went. Whereas before, dude, think about Jurassic Park. Think about War of the Worlds. It's like, hey, stop the world. We got to watch old Spielberg.
Well, too, I think what could have, kind of doomed Disclosure Day was like
actual day. Sorry.
It was kind of like, what the fuck is this movie about, really?
For sure.
At least with this fucking Abrams, the end of Oak Street or
dude,
whatever.
That was so cool. Right.
You were like, it wasn't like how he used to do where he would like, there's something happening. Come figure out what it is. You know what I mean? Or you have to fucking...
Bro, him in Cloverfield. It's like, bro, could you stop?
It's like, just give us a baddie. You know, it's
nah,
like, hey,
he's got a fucking shadow
hey,
man.
this is this crazy big thing. These are the survivors. They figure
Yeah,
out a
yeah.
way to win, and they spend the movie trying to do the thing that they have to do to win.
For sure.
You know what I mean? We don't need a lot of thinking. This isn't like a cerebral.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like if I watch a slasher, I don't need to know
Oh, yeah.
a bunch of
Oh.
context. I just need hot chicks, a lot of gore.
You know what I need? Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
what I mean? Some spontaneous, unnecessary boobies.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell
I'm
you
cool.
a funny thing that I just watched today. But before that, so this generation's growing up, or this specific generation, not the newest one, but whatever. It's growing up with algorithms and streaming makes the content viewed as infinite and the idea of a single unifying cultural moment where everybody goes to the same room, watch the same 2-hour story feels foreign because they're used to fragmented niche.
Oh yeah,
Right? That's it. It's like, no, I do this and I watch this and I like this. And then like, oh, I see 100 million of
look,
that.
my
It's like,
brother's a millennial.
right.
Right.
And he's already.
Well, it's just that. So I go into the living room
Mm-hmm.
and I turn on the TV because I mean I don't know how like younger people are buying TVs,
Right.
but I spent my entire life trying to have a movie theater in my living room.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Space permitted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so, and
Yeah, dude. I bought a
make
big TV for this room and it ended up in my bedroom.
I make a joke every time the TV stops working, and the running joke is to my brother is, "Oh, time for the 100."
Yeah.
You know, I'm at 86.
Yeah,
Up,
we're just creeping each time.
up, time for the 100. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I go in. I fucking turn off the lights. I turn on this giant TV.
Yeah.
I'm watching whatever I'm watching. I don't care if it's a TV show. It's fucking
Yeah, yeah.
high def 4K
Right.
LED.
Yeah,
You
yeah. I
know,
got a
you
big
know,
one that blocks
yeah.
my whole window. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Same shit.
But
It's
the
way-
whole
but
time,
that's
the whole time he's going from phone.
to glance up.
What happened? And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going,
yeah. Dude,
hey, bro,
I'm not.
you
Yeah.
gotta, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Either commit to one. You know what I mean? Stay
Yeah.
on your phone or put it down like
Yep.
I do. Now, don't get me wrong. If I'm, this is me though.
Sure.
I'm watching a show and I go, hey man, is that fucking
100%.
Is that Ted McGinley?
That's it.
Right?
You got it right, dude. What's he doing there?
Yeah, what's he been in, right? I grab my phone.
Bro, every time.
Because most of the time, the shit that we watch, I've already seen,
Right.
right? So I can be okay to, miss a
Yeah.
few minutes while I Google, Ted McGinley's newest project.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
need to know.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I do that all the time. Then I'm like, wait, isn't she in? I
That-
thought I saw her in.
And that and some actress, I'm like, yo,
Yep.
that's what's her face from, what's it call it? And I go, oh man, I wonder if she ever been nude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, there was a couple of things. It said to older generations, nostalgia is a warm emotional connection to a golden era of storytelling.
Yeah, for sure.
But to Gen Z, it's a weaponized by studios and a cheap marketing gimmick, and it's meaningless cameos, endless reboots, corporate cash grabs. So they don't have any. And
Yeah, it's all
Check
it's
this
all to get to it's all to generate income, right?
yeah, yeah. But whereas we're like, no, man, like the He-Man thing worked on like it appealed to a little kid, which is what He-Man should do.
Yeah.
And then I should get a moment of like, what? And I got like 50 of those.
And when you kind of gave me when you saw it before me, you
Right.
were kind of like, "Hey man, let me tell you what kind of mindset
Yeah, yeah.
you should go in to watch this.
It's important.
If you're looking for a dark fucking Sean Ryan,
Yeah,
you
there.
fucking Sons of
Yeah.
Anarchy, fucking Masters of
Which
the
would
Universe
be awesome. And on YouTube, I will watch that fan film all day.
all day long.
He-Man's fucking T-Loads.
Right.
Yeah, I'm watching
But we understand more about this business than the average person.
Right.
So we go, well, we also understand that it has to make money, right?
Has to make one.
And if you're going to do a Masters of the Universe, you can't just fucking, do it in the volume,
Right.
You got to be out there. You got to spend money. You got to
Have
get your
sets,
boy Idris
big.
in there. You know what I mean?
My favorite new actor, man.
Yeah, we'll
You guys
get
new.
we'll get to that brother.
I hope he blows up.
We'll get to that brother Idris here soon.
I hope he gets
I'm gonna get burned
popular.
alive about doing cultural appropriation.
It'll be all right.
But we'll save that for later. So I mean, that's what I mean. You know, it's like Spielberg, Cameron, Tarantino, fucking even unknown directors, you know, or not more like the big mainstream,
Right.
Lucas, all those guys.
Dude.
But even kind of like Michael Mann, you
And
know,
you get favorites like Luc Besson. If Luc Besson makes
Yeah,
a movie,
that's
I'm
a good
checking it
example.
out, dude.
yeah, because
like,
it's gonna be wild.
he's not. He may not be your household name, but it's
Guillermo del Toro.
and this one is why it's perfect because I watched the coolest 20-second clip today, and it was about The Fifth Element. Speaking of Luc Besson,
Fuck, I love
check
that
it out.
movie.
You know what he said? He said this is a master class in a director having confidence in his own movie. And he goes, you know
Sure.
why? Guess why? He goes, it opens with no explanation.
Yeah.
He goes, it just like, here's a pyramid. He goes, and then an alien shows up, steals some shit. The ship flies away. There's a ball of fire hurling towards the earth. And he's like, never once in the movie did they explain a single thing because he's like, hey, just you're along for the ride. Here we
Yeah.
are. This is it. Whereas every movie today is like after the fucking streaming wars of 2028.
Yeah, so whatever it
And
was.
then now I got to deal with either a crawl or a narrator or a montage, right? And it's like the
Yeah,
AI
man.
data centers exploded, and then there was a nuclear fallout. And it's like, explain, dude, he didn't explain shit. He was like, here's a pyramid. Here's an alien.
Yeah.
It's 4,000 years ago. Now
I mean,
it's 4,000 in the future.
one could, you know, I don't think it's a great leap if you're watching a movie and it opens up on a pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably
it.
Earth.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But he didn't bother to explain why, when, where,
yeah, he's like,
how. He was just like, hey, here's the deal. Here's a cab driver. Here's a hot chick. Hilarity and action ensues.
yeah, Bruce Willis,
you on
Gary
board or
Oldman,
not?
you know what I mean?
But the director had to believe in it. And he goes, this is why it's a masterclass in direction, because that director said, hey, I trust this product so much. I'm not explaining shit to you. You just show up and watch
I mean, even if you look at like the posters, you're like, that's not contemporary.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
these
yeah.
motherfuckers got flying cars
Yeah,
and
you got
shit.
flying cars. Yeah, dude.
Fifth Element, one of the, I mean, I would even say now, being that, you know, I'm in the 50th percentile as far as age, literally, that, you know, it's become a cult classic,
Right.
but it's also, to a degree, became more than that, right?
Oh, for sure.
It's kind of like, and that
Yes.
movie is in the same category that I hold Heat, because you know that's one of my favorite movies.
It's a great
of all time.
movie.
Gladiators, fucking one of the
Tombstone.
Tombstone.
For me, anyway.
No.
Yeah.
You're right. I agree. And the Fifth Element. It's like in those great kind of early 2000s, just fucking masterpieces. You
Hey,
know
also,
what I mean?
we also, though, we can both do this. And man, Hollywood hates doing it now. But look, just one good movie.
Yeah.
I love that. And some people go, oh man, I can't wait to see what's next. I'm like, or not, man. How about just this is the good movie?
Now we could spend an hour
Watch.
on like things that, I mean, because we talked off camera about how I really wish, and I'm not talking about just anyone. I'm talking about somebody fucking rad
Right.
getting a hold of The Last Starfighter,
100%.
right? Especially with the VR aspect now, and you know, get Chalamet, and then I pitched that we have Cruise in it, right?
Yeah.
Which
I'm in.
Wait, look. Once you get Cruise involved, and it's a starfighter or any kind of fucking plane, it's gonna be fucking badass.
It's going to be great.
right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, get Cruise involved, even if he's as a producer.
Right.
You say he doesn't want to like star in a
Yeah, yeah.
project, right? Say he just wants to be
Go for
involved,
it.
but he's
Yeah.
not going to let any kind of like fucking just AI generated CGI fucking battle
Yeah.
pass. He's like, I'm not going to put my name on this unless
But that harkens back to that same thing. It's like Tarantino's so determined to not make a 10th movie because he's like, man, I've got 9 great ones under my belt.
yeah, you don't want to make a dud.
Even if I didn't like 1 or 2,
and
they're
you
still
know the
considered.
landscape where you know, even with movies, as you know, like I said, you have to have a certain mindset for Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
But everybody's like burning that fucking movie down,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now you have that where you're kind of like, well, I don't know if you're really looking through it through the right lens.
Through the right lens.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
Now, Supergirl, I don't care what fucking lens you're looking through.
Garbage.
Just like I said, I mean,
And
I go on my fucking Amazon, well, my sister's Amazon because I'm a cheap fuck.
For sure.
And it's still the little bit of blue at the bottom where I couldn't even get through with fucking opening credits, right? Because it was just a fucking rehash of Guardians of the Galaxy again.
Yeah, and I went down a rabbit hole on just that, on the quality factor of like when studios need to make the right choice and when they make the wrong choice and when they stick to it and stuff. And it's like, in all reality, right, there's no reason if you were making Supergirl, Superman, they should always make all the money.
Sure.
They historically do. They always should.
And it's not like it's some kind of complicated. It's not like you're trying to, you know, like there's some like movies or books more specifically that are complicated and you know that'll take. You know, Christopher Nolan loves to do that, right? He just did the fucking Odyssey.
Right.
He's going to be doing some other kind of great
literary
work.
Loves to
make it into a movie. And I'm going to watch the Odyssey. I just haven't rushed out.
I'm just not rushing out.
Because I just like, I know it's going to be cool.
Sure.
But
hopefully the city folds up for no reason whatsoever.
Right.
It's like, hey, man, can you stop doing this with every city? It doesn't. We're not in a dream.
You know, I went home the other day and I rewatched Interstellar, right? I was by myself. And I was like, I understand what's going on. But maybe it's because this is like my fucking fifth time to watch it. And I'm going in. It's kind of like, you know, people say that about reading books, right? You read a book once.
Oh, man.
You enjoy it. And then you pick it up a few years later. You read it again. You find new shit.
Yep.
That you didn't see in the first read through, you know what I mean? That's how Nolan films work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By like the fifth or sixth time,
Memento,
you kind of get, okay. Except for Tenet, I'll never understand
I don't know
that.
what that shit's about.
No, man. And you know, I'm gonna see when Disclosure Day comes.
I'm gonna watch it too. I can't wait.
It's gonna, you know, unfortunately, I think it tanked so hard that it's probably just gonna wind up like on Peacock or Amazon or Netflix.
But
one of these streaming services that needs new shit.
We'll
buy it and I'll be able to watch it.
It's what's crazy though is that
because
Spielberg.
I went to the fucking theater to see the Crystal Skull.
Right, me too.
Right?
Yeah.
And this fucking Dial of Destiny.
Me
I
too.
went to the theater.
Yep.
Right? Because it was Indiana Jones.
I'm not going
and
to
it
miss
was Spielberg.
Watched all of them in the theater.
I'm going. Right?
Yeah.
Crystal Skull was all right.
Sure.
I didn't really mind Dial of Destiny too much. I'm just saying, just get fucking the dude played Han Solo and Solo just to be a young Indy. You know what I mean?
Just do it. It'll be fine.
Those movies got trashed, in my opinion, is because they were trying to DH. And it's like, look, fucking Harrison Ford is like 85 fucking years old, dude.
Old as shit.
Either take a role where you're not fighting Nazis on a train.
Right.
Or just cast somebody to play Indiana Jones and make a better movie.
And, you know, they had two different kids played it, but you remember, like...
River Phoenix.
River Phoenix did a great job.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Wrong Phoenix died.
For sure.
No offense, Joaquin, but Jesus. Wrong Corey died. Wrong Phoenix died. That's all I'm saying.
You imagine a River Phoenix Joker?
Dude, he would have been the shit.
Well,
dude, hey, that guy would have been pure trajectory of awesome.
Yeah.
Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You know what I mean?
Just River Phoenix as the Joker at any era would have been fucking better than you. And look, I didn't mind Leto.
No.
Almost couldn't say his name because, you know, he's kind of in some trouble. But
you know, he is and he isn't.
Yeah.
So then they did Sean Patrick Flannery did the Young Indiana Jones TV series.
Yeah, I watched all that shit.
The opening credits or whatever, like an old Han Solo or old Harrison Ford, and he's just like, oh, I remember, you know, and then boom, now it's a kid playing him.
Yeah.
How cool would that be now? He's sitting there. He's got like the hats on the desk, you know, and now he's in like a old home chair kind of thing.
And look, there is no shortage of like handsome, like mid 20-year-old actors,
Potential swashbucklers.
right? That are sitting around doing fucking Nickelodeon or whatever it is that they're coming off of.
Mm-hmm.
Just make a decision. Just cast, right?
Just do it.
Because we'll take Wolverine for instance, right?
Right.
Wolverine will always be Hugh Jackman,
Sure.
right? For us,
Right.
for anybody who's
Yeah,
loved
yeah,
those
yeah.
movies, right?
Literally 26 years.
Right.
So yeah,
But time moves on.
time moves on.
You know what I mean? So at some point they're
Had
gonna have
15 Bonds. We get it.
yeah. At some point,
32 different
and
Batman.
I'm okay with them like taking their time in order to make the right
Bro.
decision. But you can't keep.
These were all the things.
Hugh is like 60, bro.
right.
You know, you can only be on TRT for so long.
Yeah, dude.
You know
Before
what
it
I mean?
busts your heart open.
Yeah, before he's getting a fucking heart transplant.
This is exactly what my rabbit hole touched on, though, was the rushing of stuff to jump on a thing. So it turns out the reason Moana, the live action one happened, it was not supposed to happen yet. So what was that Moana 2 animated movie they made?
Yeah.
Wasn't supposed to be a Moana 2 animated movie. It was an entire cartoon series. And then when they were finished with it, it was so good, they were like, hey, we've had 3 losses with our shitty movies lately. And Disney was like, package that up, stitch it together,
Yeah.
and make it a movie, right? And Lincoln saw it, and he goes, it was confusing, it was disjointed. But they did that not realizing that you can't have this movie come out at the beginning of 2025 and then a year later go, hey, you guys want to see Moana all over again? Now it's a live action. And guess what I found out? They only put him in a muscle suit because, and this is where time matters, okay? Because
Right.
James Cameron wouldn't have done this. And this is what the rabbit hole I went down. They put Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, arguably one of the most fit human beings
For sure.
on the planet, let alone for actors, right? He's infamous for it. And then they put him
For
in a
sure.
40-pound muscle suit because they didn't want to spend the money to animate tattoos. James Cameron would have said, hey, let's create an AI algorithm. And they would
Yeah.
have been like, well, no, that's going to take a year. James Cameron would have went, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Disney
All
goes, no, we got third quarter coming up. We got to
Yeah.
worry about the stock.
We
order."
got an investors meeting that we
And-
need this show.
The whole rabbit hole I went down was just this. It was the studios focusing on the shareholders and not the auteur director.
Well,
A director like Cameron would have said, hey, we're going to figure out an algorithm that can animate and track his body, and then we'll just do it's fine. We'll come up with the technology. He does it for everything else.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And my deal was like, look, everything like this whole Skydance acquiring fucking Warner Brothers, and all this is buying. You know, I've said, if I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. Disney buying Marvel
Right.
was about marketing, not about making great movies.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
They had all these IPs. They greenlit all these shows. Some were cool. Some were fucking abominations, right? Because they wanted people to pay that fucking $17.99 to get on.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go down another fucking why I despise streaming.
Right.
But the overall theme is like when you have these iconic studios, whether it's Warner Brothers, Paramount, what's the other one? MGM.
Right.
When they get snapped up by like Amazon, Apple, fucking whoever, right?
Mhm.
And then it becomes, it's like they take I want to say the humanity out of it, but they for sure take the craftsmanship out of
For sure.
making great movies. You know what I mean? There was an era that where whether it was direct to video.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes there were some hit and misses with direct to video,
Sure,
right?
man.
But anything that came out in a theatrical release
Right.
was going to be well made. It was
Right.
going to be. They were going to have orchestral music. They were going to have.
Yeah. They were going to
fucking-
try.
Yeah.
Sometimes they tried too hard, and that's how you get a Treasure Island.
Sure.
Right? You put too much effort, and now you fucked it.
Yeah, you
know
put
what I
too
mean?
much effort on one thing and not on the other. And so, yeah, that movie would it's like Waterworld, right?
And it brings me to this point. Why you're on that? So Tom Cruise has no problem going, hey, we'll just wait, right? Hey, the shot and the quality of film is more important
Right.
than just CGing the submarine.
And that's, and that's what like I said, he's crazier.
Right.
He's a fucking lunatic, but when it comes to filmmaking,
He's right.
he's like, oh, hey,
So-
Mr. Cruz, we blew a fucking hydraulic thing on this gimbal where you're turning
Right.
a section of a submarine because you don't want to have a camera do it, turn circles like you're moving around. You
Nope.
want to actually move a fucking 2,000-pound fucking set
For us.
for, you know what I mean? And,
Just for us.
And everybody's like, wow, that's crazy. And I'm like, nah,
It's an auteur.
not really.
It's an artist doing a thing.
Right.
But look,
and if
man,
you're going to flex who you are,
that's the time to do it.
that's exactly the time
And
to do it.
the thing that I was fascinated by was this. Certain people understand the long game, right? And Disney should have. With Moana, they should have understood the long game and been like, hey, dude, this
No.
is a beloved property. Wait 2 more years, right? And then we'll put this other thing out.
Well, look,
Period.
and Disney is a great example of what happens when you just start pumping shit out.
Yeah.
And there's no quality control.
And look, here's the thing that fascinates me.
DC, Warner
Cameron?
Brothers as well.
Cameron will go, I'll wait. And they're like, well,
Yeah.
hey, man, we want something on the books. And he's like, look, we're playing the long game here.
Yeah.
And if you realize that, like Amazon knew with He-Man, long game. Because now it's been like 4 weeks, number
Yeah.
1 on streaming. And it's like, hey, dude, it's been in the top 5. It was number 1 for the first 3, but it's been in the top 5 for like 3 or 4 weeks now. And it's like, they knew.
And they understood what they were making.
Right, but they knew long game. They're like, hey, it's fine. Well, as long as we'll get most of our budget back here, and then here's what we're gonna have, and you're gonna see.
And it
that-
won't stay on Amazon forever. It'll
Right,
eventually get, you know.
Yeah, they'll move it around.
They'll pitch it out
So-
and have Netflix or Disney.
Tubi.
Yeah, Tubi.
But check it. So Tom Cruise, and he infamously did this. Him and Brian Callen were making a movie together, and they did like 5 months of pre-production.
Right.
Script, reads, table reads, storyboarding, right?
Yeah.
And then one day he came in and he sat everybody down. He goes, "Hey, it's not going to work." And they were like, "What are you talking about? We're already 5 months in." But Tom Cruise goes, "Oh yeah, but that's okay. We had a lot of good energy, a lot of good effort, a
Yeah.
lot of great ideas. But this is not going to make the thing that we want. It's good on paper, but it's not going to be perfect. So let's just walk away." And he walks away, and everybody's disheartened. But he's like thinking of everything. He's thinking, "Yeah, but what about the crew? What about the sets? What about the marketing? What about when the fans aren't in love with it? But we've spent this." He's like, no, he's not scared to walk away,
Sure.
but he's also not scared to go, "Hey, let's take 5 years between Mission Impossibles, right?"
Yeah.
because they all have to make them as good as you can possibly make them.
And look, and that's what I'm saying. I know that there's people have mixed feelings about the Mission Impossibles. I am not in the
I'm not
group
one of
that
those.
has reservations. I enjoyed every one of them.
No, when I saw
Because
him
I understand-
motorcycle off a cliff, I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
When they showed the behind the scenes of how they found a cliff and then built and airlifted fucking materials to build a ramp for him to jump off and then jump off the bike. And they just smashed 10, fucking motorcycles to make sure they got all the right angles.
That's insane.
And I'm going, man, you got to have star power
Right.
for you to tell, the studio, like, hey, this is going to be a fucking epic shot
But
and we're going to fuck some shit up. But the end product,
it's worth the wait.
it's going to be nobody else is doing this, right?
I was reading one, and this don't get me wrong. This is not. We're not talking about the script absurdity, okay?
Right.
But the same thing is now with Universal. Universal, they rushed out the second Fast and Furious. Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh,
That's why
yeah.
it feels like a completely different movie. They
For
rushed
sure.
it out, and they didn't get Vin Diesel's contract, and they made this movie, and it almost tanked the whole franchise, right? And they kind of brought it back, and then all of a sudden, Part 4 comes out, and it's like, it's back. And then
Yeah.
5, and then 6, and 7. And these are all massive hitters, and it's made like $12 billion across the board. And then it's like, okay. And then he's going to make the final one, and they were like, hey, jump iron hot. And he's like, no, it's not done yet.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but we need, and he's like, it's not done yet. And they're like, yeah, we need this script. And he's like, it's not done. And so now it's like Universal goes, it's fine. You made us so much money. You clearly know what the fans are going to want.
Well,
we know what and I'm not saying the quality for like fucking Oscar winning, but I'm saying for what they produce, they're playing the long game.
And I get it. You know, financial success dictates how much juice you have with the studio. It's like Cameron. If all of his fucking movies didn't do $1 billion out of the gate every time, he couldn't be like, no, we're going to wait. I'm kind of waiting for this technology to come around.
Yep.
You know, the reason why George Lucas, according to him, waited so long to do the prequels is because he was waiting for
CG
a new medium to film on, to you know, cut down production costs, and you know,
to give us those robots and stuff.
To give us the quality, and that's cool. But only George Lucas could do that. Only Cameron. And oddly enough, only Diesel could go. We're gonna take a minute. We're gonna make sure we're gonna get it right.
We want to get it right.
Cruise, all those big stars.
You're the right guy, and you know that's what they should have done with The Rock. The Rock should have said, "Hey guys, let's wait 8 months. I'll get back out of this smashing machine build, and I'll get into my normal Rock shape, and then you guys finish up. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. But they're so scared to go.
Corporation is single-handedly.
If we have a bad quarter,
movies.
right, and then we lose stock for 6 months. It's like, well, then you just lose stock for 6 months, man.
What do they call that when they have those? They call them like not sales calls. But they have like investor calls where you know some asshole gets on a Zoom and all the people who are there who own stock, they're you know, they need a return on their stock, and I go, you know what, will make sure you get money. Is make something good.
Make something good, right?
Say it takes a minute, right?
And of course it does.
Do a little, bro. Speaking of which, so Grand Theft Auto 6.
There you go.
It's definitely coming.
Definitely coming.
Right? Despite your naysaying, right?
We'll see. But no, it's coming. It's coming.
So much so, and it's such an event now that instead of going on YouTube, right, they're going to fucking show the trailer on Netflix.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? August 27th.
That's the way to do it.
You know what I mean? You're gonna
bring back an event.
Right, because you know everybody else would just dump a fucking trailer on YouTube.
Yeah, dude.
And I get it. That's where we all get our. I mean, any time a trailer comes out, you send me a fucking clip. It's YouTube.
Right.
You know what I mean, and I get it. But this, I mean, you're not $1 billion plus. Some theorize it's been $2 billion, right? They'll probably do that in pre-sales even before the actual. I bought it. I spent $100 to get the fucking Ultimate Edition, right?
All the DLC ready to go.
Because I want all this extra shit. Because I've been waiting for fucking 13 years to play it again,
but
right?
That's it. They're playing a long game,
right?
Is it Rockstar Games?
Rockstar. Yeah, they're playing the long games. And look, when you're this far in, and you're whatever you believe is the actual budget, if you have that much money invested, you can't fucking trip right before the finish line. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that you got all your ducks in a row because, look, I get it. They put a lot of money out. Whatever the numbers are, it's still a crazy amount of money. And the pre-sales, I think they pre-sold like 50 million copies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is crazy. So if you take 50 by 100, or even if you average out to like 85, right? 50 million copies at $85 a pop.
Man.
50 million pre-orders at $85 a pop. And that's just pre-order.
Yep.
When people start seeing game footage, people start doing YouTube videos about it. I mean, look at Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of my favorite video games of all time. Not just because of the graphics and the gameplay, but because they always give you a good character to love, even if he's doing bad things.
Yeah.
But, they spent a lot of money on that, and they made their money back, and they're still making money from it, and they're going to make money from it even after Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Product.
Yeah, believe in your product. Take your time.
And your fans. Believe in your fans.
Yeah, you'll make money.
It's worth it.
But I'm with you to the earlier point where it's like, hey man, not everything has to be a $1 billion grossing tentpole blockbuster.
No.
Just make a good movie.
Make a good movie.
You
I
know
mean,
what
and
I
I'm
mean?
not even trying to go down the rabbit hole of like the obsession, right? Spend like $12, and make 100 million. Nobody's talking about that.
We're not trying to Blair Witch.
And that's cool when that happens. It
Right.
really is. Lightning in a bottle is a great thing. But when we're talking, and directors talk about this all the time, especially the super directors. They love talking about that, like, mid-tier movies aren't there anymore. Now you're either a straight to Tubi garbage thing, or you spent $200 million making it, another $80 million on marketing, and now you have to make $600 million to make a profit. And it's like, God bless America. What are we doing?
Hey, it didn't
And they're
take
like,
$100 million to make a League of Their Own,
right. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what
Just
I mean?
a good movie.
right?
Right? Yeah, yeah. And that's the kind of stuff where you go, man, what? Why do we not make?
That's why TNT perpetually keeps fucking paying the studio to let them fucking show it 12 times
12
a day
times a day.
on TNT, because it's like, hey, look, A League of Their Own, Forrest Gump, Green Mile, Shawshank Redemption.
Right.
You know what I mean? How long those movies been out for? A couple decades
It's
and
just
still making money.
we've not everybody, but man, as a whole, right on the whole surface of it all, Hollywood and even indie has forgotten how to do the thing to where, like, go watch Tombstone or Young Guns. You've got a pretty good cast or a great cast, but look, there's a little bit of action, a lot of dialogue, a lot of plot, a lot of acting, right?
Right.
But all of the movies when we were kids and even our teens and 20s were just that, outside of something like The Matrix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Fight Club, it's like, hey, man, there's like 5 fights. The rest of it's
Yeah, just fucking crazy
it's
shit.
a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it didn't take 100 million in CG,
No.
right? And then it's also not a Blumhouse horror thing where some wacky shit's going down. It's like, no, man, this is just, here's Helena Bonham Carter talking to Ed Norton. Here's a scene, right?
Yeah.
And then now he's at work. And
Yeah.
now that's a scene. And, even comedies did it, right? Office Space. It's like, hey, we're at work. Now we're in a car. Now the movie's over. Okay.
Right, because the idea was great. You know what I mean? And Mike Judge was a great comedy writer.
Right.
Is a great comedy writer. And he
Where
was kind of
those
like,
go?
hey, we need an apartment in Austin. We need some fucking office building where most of the people,
Okay.
who was there is gone,
Right.
but they got a bunch of desks and chairs around.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And we'll just make it irreverent
Yep.
and hilarious. And it'll be one of those movies that, to this day,
to this day.
people quote lines from it all the time.
And some movies happen. I mean, Waiting's got
Every
2
time I hear that
sets.
song, So You Want to Be a
Every
Gangster,
time.
I think of those dudes beating the shit out of that
Every
copier in the
single
field
time.
with baseball bats.
Every
yeah.
time.
I mean, I would dare say I give it a couple more years. I mean, that'll be an iconic movie in some
Exactly.
circles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But that's the thing. We grew up watching all sorts of movies like that, all through 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and then it shifted. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on any of our favorite Marvel movies. I'm not hating on any of our favorite Star Wars movies.
Right.
That's all great. But sometimes you go, no, don't get me wrong. I know Apple TV is over there putting out those, but I'm not mature enough, right? Like, I don't have the fucking patience, right? Like, I see
Right.
the plot, and it's like, I'm sure this is really good. But
yeah.
Apple,
you
I'm
know, I mean, there's only a couple shows that I really
not, right.
like on Apple.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that Gyllenhaal presumed
I love that. That was
innocent.
good, wasn't
You know
it?
what I mean?
Man,
And my
our
current
boy,
our boy Colin Farrell.
fucking
Or-
tearing it up, man.
You know what I mean? And Sugar. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And bro, I know
I'm behind, but man,
I know. Hey, look, and look. If you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna give any spoilers because it's so much of a great. And I know we talked about this before, but I'm just saying it's such a curveball that even after it's been out for a couple years, I still can't bring myself to fucking ruin it because
no, man, I would never.
it
ruin
was such a gut punch for me, right?
Yeah.
But even the second season is still pretty good.
good.
I mean, I don't look. It doesn't have the gut punch of season
Sure.
one,
I'm okay with that.
But
though.
they wait till like the last episode, right? So
Okay.
all episodes of the second season are out on
Okay,
Apple
cool.
TV. You can
I
binge
can't wait
watch
to
the
binge
shit
watch
out
it.
of them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But they wait till the end,
Okay,
to
good.
like the last episode, to hit you with something else,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So you get the like in the first season, you get that part that you thought it was going to be through the whole thing, and then like fucking episode 6, it just like
Yeah.
skirt,
It might as well have been Highlander 2. You know, Highlander
Right.
2 is like, look there.
This time,
it's like, what
this
just
time
happened?
you spend your time waiting
Okay.
for them to do the thing, but then they wait till the end to kind of like, oh, by the way, do you remember this thing about him?
Yeah, certainly do.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
And so
I'm in. You know, here's what the other thing that I thought about that too, though. Here's a really good thing. So Apple is another one that believes in their product. So they'll go, hey, we'll take low ratings for a first season if we know we're building a world. We'll give you.
Sure.
Then Silo just keeps going. You're like,
Well,
oh
look.
man,
well look,
thank you.
look, fucking Apple TV is fucking dumping out $30 million for 10 episodes, right?
100%.
And we talked about that before, about how Segura was kind of pitching bad thoughts to Apple,
Mhm.
and they were like, hey man, we could do it for like $5 million, and they were like,
Yeah.
sir,
Yeah.
we do, that's pennies.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
do you forget who the fuck you're talking to? We're
Right.
the fucking biggest cell phone company on the planet.
On the planet.
We got hundreds and hundreds of billions in reserve and
Right, just
cash
hanging
on
out.
hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to start spending this shit, or we're gonna start paying taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
some shit. So they'll give you 40, 30, 40, 50 million dollars to make 10 episodes,
Yep.
8 episodes, or whatever. But that's not their main source.
No.
You know what I
That's
mean?
why they go for this high quality, high art shit.
Right.
Even stuff that I'm like, man.
And the dichotomy is that you have Disney, right, whose main bread and butter is the theme
Parks and cruises, baby.
and they just want to pump this shit out because they just want you to go, oh hey,
Yeah.
do you like Avengers?
Do you want?
Guess
yeah,
what?
Yeah, yeah.
Do
Do
you
you want to go
wanna
on the
fucking-
Avenger cruise?
Yeah, do you want to go on the fucking Avengers roller coaster?
Yeah, of course.
You
I
know
do.
what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
And so they don't give a
No.
shit about that. But Apple, and I'm not saying they're a better company, but I'm just saying
They have a different
Apple
mindset.
has the money, but they're also like, you gotta kind of make good shit too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? We can't give you that much money
That's why those
and
shows
have
have
you make
lasted.
some horse shit.
Whatever that morning show is, or Ted Lasso's and whatnot. Like they'll
Fucking Ted Lasso rules.
they'll put it on and keep it on, but they're like, they're almost they remind me of NBC in the '90s. NBC in the '90s trusted themselves to go, we're not canceling it after 10 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Go watch. Look, man, as much as I love him and as much as he was great for our culture, the first 10 to 12 episodes of Seinfeld,
Yeah.
dude, they're rough.
Yeah.
But then like mid second season goes and you're kind of like, I'm getting this. Third season, it hit its stride and
Yeah.
stayed there for till season 7 or whatever. It's like it's just stride that once they hit their, but NBC was like, nah, let them go. Let them
Yeah.
go. Fuck, they gave Joey 3 seasons. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But it's still a show where you're like, dude, that you gave him 22 episodes a year for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And
for
now
sure.
we're like, hey, we'll sign you up for 8. We didn't like 2, you're out.
No, at least
What the fuck?
Hey, look.
Give it.
I mean, that's why one of the biggest crimes of why they never had multiple seasons of Firefly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Right.
was like, what metrics were you? Because
Stupid.
people rioted over this shit
Yeah.
because it was such a great show, right? Say what you will about Josh Whedon.
I'm still a fan, you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Accusations,
He
man.
gave us Firefly, he gave us fucking Buffy, he gave us
Gives the
fucking
Avengers,
the
dude.
first Avengers, and that's one of the in the top 5 of the Avengers movies. They've made so many now that you can whittle it down to like a
Yeah,
top 5.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's the discussion that I ended up in too. So take the character, right? And then when the company has reverence for that character, it's gonna do well.
Yeah.
When you're just trying to bottom line it, it's not gonna matter. And what's funny is this. James Gunn's reverence for Superman and Supergirl is non-existent. Okay, if it
No.
was, he would have been about like because Supergirl is supposed to be tragedy turned to hope, right?
Sure.
So she's lost in this phantom world. She gets here and she's broken, but not drunk broken. She's sad because she's like, you guys don't understand the beauty of love and the world. And then she's a
Yeah.
happy person because she's like, hey, I know what sadness is, and now my goal is to hope,
Yeah.
right? And she's an uplifting, optimistic person. And then you see
Versus Superman, who was like, "Hey,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
here. You got this crazy ability. You know what I mean? You can do good.
you can do good.
That should be your goal, is to not conquer, but to."
Right.
And even though they threw that shit in later, where they were like, "Oh
Sure.
yeah, his parents wanted him to go to Earth to fucking dominate."
Fuck you, James Gunn. That's
Yeah.
again James Gunn not understanding the source material.
Right.
Superman's supposed to be so optimistic because he's like, I've only seen the world as a beautiful place.
If you
Right?
want to do something different, just give us a new baddie.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Look.
You don't have to fucking alter the essence of fucking these, characters that everybody fucking knows.
And this is where my point too is this. So take you. The breakdown here would be like, so Sasha Calle's Supergirl, she comes out and she's got this sadness, and then she just dominates, and then she's like, no, we can do this, we can win, you guys. And then she dies tragically or whatever, but you're also like, man, I can't wait to see more of what this character could be. And then he's like, no, I'm gonna give you Peter Quill as a girl.
yeah,
And it's like, well, that's not the character. And that's when it hit me.
because
CW.
moviegoers that are fans of Guardians of the Galaxy are going to see the plagiarism.
We're not stupid. When you
what's
plagiarize
crazy,
yourself.
when you're copying your own shit, dude.
And it was a copy and paste.
It's like a rehash.
It's like,
You
no,
know?
that's not what she is. She's supposed to be this other thing, and you didn't understand the character from the jump. So
Right.
if you don't understand the basics of the character, you're gonna fuck it. But you know who? I don't care what anybody says about how, and don't get me wrong, there were some shows I didn't like, but CW had actual reverence for the characters.
Oh yeah, when
They
they
actually
did
were like,
Flash and
Here's
all
Green
that
Arrow,
Green
and it's like,
Arrow.
dude, when you're watching, you're like, oh, you understand this character, and you're also like, let's put him on the journey and care about him, and make
Yeah.
the audience care about him. And then you give us Flash, and it's like, dude, who didn't love fucking that? He's great. The kid does a great job.
In both of those instances, the casting
Right.
was great. The
And
kid
even
that
though-
played Barry Allen, the guy that played fucking Green Arrow.
Yeah.
You
And
know what I
even
mean?
though I didn't finish it like the last season of the Superman show, they clearly really believed it. And when you go watch the effects, they put all the money into it too. They were
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey, only because what's his name? Greg Bertram or Bertrand. Anyway, the guy who's been doing it since Smallville.
Yeah,
He's like, it's Superman. You can't not put the money into it.
yeah. You can't do a wild take on one of the most beloved characters.
And they didn't. They were
In
just like,
comics for sure, and in the fucking the movie shit or TV.
when CW the for our era was always the teen girl network,
Yeah.
to have more concern for the characters than James Gunn is insane.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're the major studio, you're putting this thing out, and that's what I was gonna read you at work the other day. His hot take is garbage, but he's got a horrible take here. And then I'll tell you this other funny thing in a minute.
Oh,
while you're talking.
is it him trying to shit on everybody because everybody's fucking shitting on Supergirl?
Oh, yeah. So guess what he did? He goes, you know what? The Tim Burton Batman is poorly written. The soundtrack is the worst work of everyone involved.
Fuck all
And
the
it
way
is
off.
absolutely one of the most boring films ever. Hey, dude, that Batman soundtrack, that score, when you hear...
Yeah.
It was on the animated series for 10 damn years. And, like, any chance they get to use it,
That's just
they
a dude.
use it.
That's just a dude that is upset that everybody peeped his game when he was trying to fucking give you a female Peter Quill.
Yep. And so now he's saying horse shit. Like, it's like, hey, bro, everybody thinks Batman 89 is one of the greatest superheroes. It's the game changer.
Well, it was the first kind of thing that happened post the TV show, which if you go back and you watch the old episodic Batman
Mhm.
TV shows, I mean, yeah, it was like the 60s.
Yeah, dude. What do you
I
expect?
mean, the shit was wild. You know what I mean?
Super wild.
Yeah, is it crazy that Bruce Wayne, Batman, just has like fucking $100,000 bat bike just laying in a ditch with some leaves over it, and just in
Yes.
case he runs out, if the Batmobile gets injured, and he
Yeah.
just like, oh wait a minute,
Got
well,
a
I know where I'm
helicopter, a boat. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just floating around.
at. So because I was watching this deal where they were talking about that fight scene in Batman versus Superman, where Batman goes into the warehouse to
It's the
save
best.
Martha.
It's the best.
And they were like, man, people just, and I remember thinking, like, I didn't have a problem with Batman versus Superman.
No, no.
You know what I mean?
You know I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, because, and my point is like, they didn't, and they also were quick to say, oh, well, this didn't work out like we wanted. Let's just fucking just throw everything out,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then bring in another director. Right, and so you never had that cohesion, and it doesn't necessarily. You can bring in other directors, but you also have to have like an executive producer that's like, look,
Right.
this is what we did in this movie. This is what we did here in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different part of the story, but we want you to kind of maintain the
Yeah.
look and the feel, and and I know you want to do your own thing, and you can totally do that, but you also have some guidelines that you have to follow.
Dude.
And every time a new director comes in, and especially when they think something that they previously put out didn't work, and they go, and especially when you bring in Gunn, there was
Mhm.
nothing wrong with fucking Man of Steel,
Nope.
Batman versus Superman,
Right.
and then what was Justice League,
Right.
right? Look, I understand you love your boy Snyder,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
I could have done without gray squares, but whatever.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
that movie was still when they first released it on HBO before it went gray and silver and square.
Right.
The first it was
And then
I
they give
loved
you,
it.
and then they give you that post-credit scene.
that post credit nightmare scene's worth it alone.
Yeah, right. And then everything was there for them to come out and do something great, right?
Yeah.
But because it didn't do what they wanted it to do,
Oh, cool.
they were like, "Okay, man,
Yeah.
we're just gonna throw it all away. We got a
Yep.
whole Batgirl movie that we fucking it'll never see the
Just
light of
fuck
day,
it.
which is crazy,
Crazy.
especially with streaming."
Yeah. Just put it somewhere.
And then they thought, "Oh, well, we'll just bring in Gunn, who was hot off of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and think that he's going to be the savior of DC." He sure fucking acted like he was. He
Yeah.
thought like, "Hey, man, all that other shit, we're going to build this and build that." And he is just fucking whiffing
done
at
nothing.
every bat. At
100%.
bat, just fucking swinging for the fences and missing by a mile.
He doesn't care though. He also has this arrogance.
When I see Zack Snyder posting that he's back at Warner Brothers, I was like,
and that's
"Hey, man, I'm not mad about it."
it brings me to today's post.
Uh-oh.
Today's rumor. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Paramount and Paramount WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery, according to a rumor, are planning to release the director's cuts
Uh-huh.
of their DC products and other films in the theater. So amidst all this mergery shit, they want to release Snyder cuts,
Mhm.
his Justice League cut in the theater. They want to release the air cut of Suicide Squad,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I want to see, right? It's like
Right.
24 more minutes of Jared Leto. But they also, because I know they had a falling out with it, they want to release Abrams' Star Trek's, the director's cuts. And irregardless of the TV series, they want to release director's cuts of all the Harry Potters
Yeah.
in the theaters. I don't know how much
Hey,
of that's going to happen.
Look, here's the thing. You can't be a studio exec and expect that these movies that we've already seen, they're slightly different.
but, right,
You can't expect. It's like this whole fucking Avengers Endgame encore.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that movie has already made the money it's gonna make. It still makes money. People
Right.
sign up. I fucking watch it once a month.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm always watching.
And I'm gonna.
I watched First Avenger this morning.
And look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna buy my tickets. I'm not gonna go see that in the theaters.
Right.
I'll wait till it comes to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Right, because I've already seen the movie, and if I'm going to see the movie for fucking 7 minutes
Right.
that they've added at the end,
See, I might do it to get the boy.
you trying to get them hyped up.
Right. If I can get him in on it.
Well, I mean, I don't have that mission.
I know you
You
don't.
know what
I'm
I
saying I
mean?
might do it because I need him to be a little more involved because he didn't even go see
But
Spider-Man
I would
yet.
be open up. I would be open to
Yeah.
you, me,
Right.
and my
yeah.
favorite little human in the world,
That's what I'm saying. I'll hit you up
making it a trio,
if I can work it in there with him going.
right?
Right. If he's too, then you get headphone and telephone. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And we don't want that.
It's like, look, bro, I need you to fucking lock in.
And hey, dude, pay attention. I'll be nudging him. Pay attention.
This means a lot to me. I'm
So-
gonna be pumping him up
Yeah.
before the show. It's like,
Man.
look, I understand that you're young and you don't understand what's going on, but this was like a
This
great.
is important. Yeah.
I remember lying to my coworker at the time, asking him to come in early
Right.
so I could speed
Hell yeah.
to Bastrop
Yep.
to go to Film Alley and catch like the last screening of Endgame
Yep.
on opening night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I went through a lot of shit, and some
Right.
say, for at the time, me being like a fucking 43-year-old man
Yeah.
might be a little weird.
Who cares?
It's my thing.
It's my thing. Well, dude, honestly, like today, I was so excited to do it because I had already watched the first 2 episodes of this Ninth Jedi thing, and I technically needed to sleep. Still haven't slept, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, probably not a good thing. But
Well, you don't work tonight.
I know, but I got an eye doctor appointment in the morning, and then I work tomorrow night. So, like, I got to try to skate by on, like, adrenaline and figure out when to sleep. Anyway, my problem.
Monsters and high-end water. That's how you're going to fucking crank it
I have
up.
2 of those Scandinavian waters in the fridge. I put it was like your next watch or whatever, and it was
Yeah.
Captain America: First Avenger, and I was like, oh, that's so familiar to me that I should be able to fall asleep, right?
Yeah, and it's
so the
not
first-
it's not a slight. It's just that
No,
it's
no.
comforting.
So the 5, because I love to put on a comforting movie, right?
Yeah.
I'll drop a movie that I love. I'll put on Driven, and I'll just be like, cool, I've seen this 7,000 times. I'm gonna go to sleep. But
Yeah.
I put it on, and then like 5 minutes into it, I put my glasses back on, right? And then I sat up, and then I was like, I started eating, right? And so now I'm just watching.
Now you're fucked. There's
And I
no
was
sleeping
like-
to be had.
I watched the whole movie all
Yeah.
the way to the second end credit or third, whatever it had. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, the whole time I'm watching it, having today's clarity, you're just like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah, because
it's
they
so
did
well done.
Look, man, they really brought and like I said, I've never been in the big comics, but I get the cliff notes about Captain America.
Yeah,
Just kind of like the greatest dude should be given the greatest power, right?
Yeah.
The best heart deserves to be fucking super strong and handsome and
Yeah.
fucking fuck up bad people.
Dude,
And the casting of Chris Evans, even when they were kind of going against their own rule about he already played one character
yeah.
and then playing another.
best thing they could have done.
If they'd ignored that, it wouldn't be what it is.
The best part is one line that Tommy Lee says, and then the actual physical acting of Chris Evans is what makes one scene fucking jaw-droppingly impressive. First of all, it's Tommy Lee says specifically, he's like, hey, you don't win wars with heart, you win wars with guts, right?
Yeah.
And he throws the
Hand grenade, yeah.
First of all, it's great because he says it takes guts, right? And everybody hides except for who?
Steve Rogers.
Except for Steve Rogers. The other thing is, go rewatch that scene and the physical acting of him when he's over that grenade
Yeah.
and he jerks his body apart and he's like, get away! And he covers, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, this scene, and then Tommy Lee is forced to be like, Jesus,
Okay.
this kid. And, you know, he makes his little reference or whatever, but that's not even the point because you're watching it going, Chris Evans understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Lack of better phrase there. Like,
And it helps that he's not an asshole in real life either.
yeah, that helps, probably.
Yeah. And so, yeah. Well, I think that's what we can go ahead and stop it there today.
If you want. Oh, yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I had anything else.
You got anything else? I mean, I don't want to cut you off unless you had some other points to make.
No, I think that was it. I
just
think
got,
it was...
I'm an old man, but living in the modern era. I got to go make sure I'm home for my Walmart pharmacy delivery.
I know. No, I think that was it. But check out this Star Wars show if you get a chance, man.
Hey, look, man, I'm off this weekend. I wake up early in the morning. I could power through like 4 episodes before I
just
have
get
to
a vibe.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You'll see the parallels there with the Rebel Moon.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's pretty funny.
Oh, there we go. All right, thanks, folks.
Thanks,
we'll see
everybody.
you next time.
Take care.